This is Daniel Hutchins, and today we're going to be talking about another Star Wars article about Star Wars The Bad Batch and everything we know. Okay, so they're going to be getting their own show. Okay, now this was back on April 6th, so this is slightly older, so that's okay. But we're going to be talking a little bit about some of the Bad Batch. Okay, so on with our article. So sometimes it's good to be bad, but Disney's The Bad Batch released its first full official trailer a week ago following the teaser released from December of 2020. There's a lot of things to discuss. So after the clones are brought to the forefront of Star Wars fandom thanks to Clone Wars, many were eager to see the return of this eccentric team of mismatched commandos. Warning, spoilers for Clone Wars, Mandalorian, and Rise of Skywalker were mentioned. So who are the Bad Batch? So the Bad Batch is a misfit team of clone troopers who vary from the standard clone DNA, as explained by Commander Cody in their first on-screen introduction. Experimental Unit Clone Force 99. They're defective clones with desirable mutations. While slight genetic variations in clone DNA is not unheard of, the Bad Batch were not anomalies. Rather than they were intentionally altered during the cloning process to develop unique traits. So this team includes Group Leader Hunter, Brainy Know-It-All, Tech Super Strong Wrecker, Sharp Shooting Crosshair, and their newest recruit, Cybernetically Enhanced Echo. Okay, so Clone Force 99 received their name in honor of Clone 99. 99 was a malformed and defective clone delegated to live as a janitor rather than a soldier, who gave his life to help Domino Squad, a significant group of the clones in the Clone Wars. So despite their 100% success rate, the Bad Batch also was shown to be reckless and impulsive. Yet what is most impressive about this group is their ability to work together as a cohesive unit. Each member knows how to make the most of their unique ability while carrying out plans as a team. So the storyline. The title animation of this teaser all but confirms that the series will follow directly after the Clone Wars. This would mean that we will likely be seeing the early years of the Empire's rise to power on screen for the first time. And there's a pretty cool picture down below. Of course you can't see that, but I can see it. Okay, so Order 66. It's currently unknown what happened with the Bad Batch during Order 66. Many fans look forward to receiving the answers to this. So based from trailers we know that they are able to resist or overcome the Order somehow. Whether the team had inhibitor chips in the first place was still unknown. So the scene does show the Bad Batch taking on B-1 battle droids, possibly in a battle that picks up shortly after Order 66. Moff Tarkin. So it appears that Moff Tarkin will feature as a main antagonist. The trailer begins with the Bad Batch at a training facility undergoing some kind of test overseen by Tarkin. It's very likely this facility was on Kamino, the clone homeworld. So the fact that Echo was part of the group shows that this is not during the Batch's original training days. This scene likely takes place near the end of the Clone Wars, if not after. Tarkin is impressed by the clone skills but worries about their concerning level of disobedience. But it's clear that they defy him at some point, as he orders for them to be hunted down. I want Clone Force 99 found and wiped out, Moff Tarkin. It's likely a majority of the show will be a Bad Batch on the run from the Empire. Now we have the Mystery Child. We are also introduced to a brand new character in Star Wars canon. A mysterious child identified by closing caption as Omega is shown on what is clearly Kamino. This new character has been the biggest source of speculation for fans. Whether Omega is female or male remains ambiguous, leading to several different theories on who this could be. The biggest theories center around Omega being a clone as well. The very name Omega lends to this idea, fit in with a standard name and scheme of clones we've seen thus far. Female clone. So a leading theory is that Omega is a female clone of Jango Fett. Considering the Bad Batch is comprised of unusual clone variations, the fact that they invite Omega to join them may indicate a natural kinship with the child. Omega does display the New Zealand accent that is iconic to the clone troopers. However, if they did age up on Kamino surrounded by Jango clones, it would make sense though that they naturally adopted a similar accent. So this question would be what purpose the Kaminoans could have in creating a female clone, especially so far in the Clone Wars. So some have also proposed that Omega is a natural child of a clone. However, if that were to be the case, it seems unlikely the child would be brought up on Kamino. A clone with enough free will to have a child would likely have been a rogue, such as a runaway clone, who was cut or who had fathered children with it, to a leak on the Clone Wars. Palpatine clone. So this theory, as put by Inverse.com, claims that Omega may be a clone of the Emperor himself. As introduced in Rise of Skywalker, possibly hinted in The Mandalorian, Palpatine did experimentally create clones of himself. Omega's hairstyle and appearance, intentionally or not, does draw some similarities to the Emperor. Seems pretty valid theory to me, anyway. More so, the pendant that Omega wears is a source of interest. A nearly identical headpiece, which was worn by comedian Nala Se in the Clone Wars. As noted by YouTube channel Star Wars Meg, this pendant may indicate that Omega is of particular value to the Kaminoans. Something very notable is that Omega's Kaminoan pendant. One detail noted in Attack of the Clones visual guide that this headpieces signify the Kaminoan self-perceived superiority as a species. If this was the case, then why would they just give one to the human clone? There's certainly something important about Omega, and a lot more that needs to be uncovered. So if Omega is a Palpatine clone, that could explain them receiving special treatment from the Kaminoans. So there's also notable appearances. There are several notable recurrent Star Wars characters featured from this teaser and official trailers. Fan favorite clone trooper Commander Rex makes an extremely brief appearance in his iconic armor. Mercenary Fennec Shand. Fennec was first introduced in The Mandalorian. The role is once again reprised by actress Ming-Na Wen. Freedom fighter Saw Gerrera. Saw has been featured in the Star Wars universe several times now. First appearing from the Clone Wars, he's also played significant roles in Rogue One, Rebels, and Jedi Fallen Order. We also get a glimpse of a droid that appears to be R2-D2. R2 was left in the care of Bail Organa following the Revenge of the Sith. Information Movie Database cast list and credits. Yet, unverified cast list of Information Movie Database lists that Matt Lanter reprising his role voicing Anakin Skywalker, and more surprisingly Terrence T.C. Carson as voice of Mace Windu. Could we finally see a canon confirmation that Mace survived his fall in Revenge of the Sith? Well, that's a really good question, guys. I don't know. But we'd have to find out from the series, though. We also know that D. Bradley Baker carries on his legacy of voicing the clones. Baker has been the sole voice of the clones since the Clone Wars. While not only bringing life to the standard troopers, he brings individuality to unique clones such as Rex, Fives, and Tup, This continues in the case of the Bad Batch with even more newest performances to separate each character with their own cadence and speech pattern. So Dave Filoni, showrunner of the Star Wars, Clone Wars, and Rebels, returns as supervising director, and George Lucas is also once again credited as a writer and a creator. Kevin Kiner, who previously scored the Clone Wars and Rebels, has returned to create a soundtrack. And what else can we expect? There's no indication as to whether the show will be a limited series or if we can expect multiple seasons. Now, reservations and audience reactions to the original announcement of the Bad Batch were mixed. To be completely transparent, I personally have had and still have reservations about the show. But I worried that the group's ability to carry an entire series I didn't particularly care for the team in the Clone Wars debut. They came across to be as obnoxious caricatures, one-treat personalities rather than characters with any amount of depth, aside from poor Echo, of course. And like most Rex fangirls, I bristle every time they talk down to a favorite commando. That being said, I'm much more hopeful and optimistic upon viewing the trailers and learning more about this series. But the breathtaking quality of animation alone would be enough for me to watch it. So I have no concern for the story itself, though. Filoni has shown time and time again that fans can trust him at the helm. So as long as the Bad Batch are crafted to more relatable and fleshed out characters, the show will have the opportunity to be another incredible installation of Star Wars animated universe. Let's be honest, Star Wars is crushing it in animation. And there's also the trailer down below. There's a Disney Plus original Star Wars Bad Batch trailer. You could also watch it on YouTube if you really wanted to. And the Bad Batch arrives May the 4th on Disney Plus with a special 70-minute long premiere. So there you have it, guys. That is what we know so far about Star Wars The Bad Batch. And again, if you guys love this content, please hit a thumbs up. If you didn't, that's okay. I understand. Not all Star Wars stuff is for everyone. But like I said, again, this was something I wanted to do for at least a couple months now. So I finally am going to publish this video for y'all. And again, if you guys have any comments, please leave them down below. And you guys have a nice night. Bye.